David Bouye, who's back there playing with the camera.
Yay.
So, David, would you like now to come up here and give us an evaluation on my perfect, almost perfect speech that I gave? All right, ladies and gentlemen, David, go ahead.
Thank you, LT. Lieutenant's speech was, as is customary for him these days, excellent. It's getting hard to compete with you, sir. His topic selection was a good topic. I think it's very relevant in this day and age. Don't think it ever went out of relevance, but it definitely applies. His volume, as usual, top notch. The quality of his presentation, it was pretty darn good too. I mean, you could maybe spice it up with a visual, but ultimately, for being up here, I think you stuttered once, and it was hardly noticeable. Your vocal variety, your pitch, the volume of your presentation, all great. If there was one thing I would address about your speech, at one point you say that women are particularly vulnerable. And on a topic about bullying, you might want to explain why they're particularly vulnerable, or maybe
Statistics.
use something else. Because saying any group is particularly vulnerable, it requires a little bit of explanation.
Yes, that's true, very true.
Overall, excellent speech. I think that it's something that every kid needs to hear, especially if you're doing high school ages. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're back up.
Oh, am I? You're right. Okay.
Welcome.
As the general evaluator as well, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, especially I guess, this is highly unusual that I would be the joke master, the speech, for the presentation of his speech, and the general evaluation, which all brings to the point that that's why we need you here to kind of help us out with timing and all these other little things. You don't have to get up here, just come, just give us your evaluation or things like that, okay? Well, other than the fact we had our speaker, our primary speaker, wasn't able to make it. Everything went fairly well. We started on time. We're ending a little quickly because of we're running ahead of schedule because we only had a few table topics and we only had one speech. And our Toastmaster and our table topics master moved things right along quickly and didn't dawdle and didn't linger, didn't do anything out of the ordinary. Our timer, we forgot to get our timing. We had you timing, but we didn't do a timers report during the speech or the table topic. So I would like to give you that opportunity now to tell us how the time on the speech as well as table topics. Kathleen?
Okay, the timer, everybody stayed within their time constraints, and
On the speech?
on
And
the
what was
speech
it?
and the table topics.
What was the final count on the
7 minutes, 13.
7 minutes 13?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I thought I went way over. You have 7 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap up. I thought I went way over. At a speech contest, I actually went 7 minutes and 32 seconds, and I was disqualified because I'm 2 seconds over. So, okay, well, tell us what the timing, and 5 minutes means I would qualify for competition, which means you have to do at least 5 minutes. Now,
You
table
did.
topics, it has to be at least 1 minute. So how did table topics go?
Everybody,
Qualified?
everybody qualified.
So everybody went at least a minute. Anyone go
Correct.
over?
No.
All right.
Avis was, she went 2 minutes.
Avis went 2 minutes, okay, and, all right. Well, thank you very much for giving us that report. All right. With that, I will now turn the control of this meeting over to our president, Avis Walsh, to give us a business update on anything that's been going on in the district or in the area. Avis.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Members, we do have a little bit of business today. If you have not submitted your dues, we're getting close to the red zone. I have to have them submitted to international, so please entertaining in the next 3 days. We're a little bit different now that our treasurer has been promoted, and that's great. Yay! She's got a fabulous new promotion, unfortunately not at DCA anymore. She used to have you write your checks to her name personally, but if you have cash or a check for me, I can write you a receipt. And I would like to report that I met with my bank, and we found a way to wrangle an account for Capital Captivators. She's not sure whether the corporate office is going to accept it, but I used to work for the corporate office, and anytime you have an account, you can have 2 different account numbers. So we've decided to call my second account on my personal checking. This one is going to be called Captivators Speakers. So she said, right now, Capital Captivators has our own account. I've got some checks if we need to write checks for the spring conference. And you can write, if you wanted to write a check out, to Captivators Speakers for your dues, which would be $42. If you prefer to pay cash, again, I do have receipts, so I'll just write one out and you can get reimbursed through DCA. In the coming weeks, if that gets snatched away from us, I will let you know and we'll come up with a plan B. Also, I would like to say that we will be having our elections in May. So if you have your eye on any of the officer roles, please let us know so that we can nominate you. There are some great benefits in becoming an officer. You get to go to the officer training, which is at the University of Phoenix. Great group of people. Toastmasters love to hand each other all kinds of resources, whether it's Skype or just a whole bunch of things. So you might want to do that. I have an incentive also to share with you. In our District 39, we are going to be celebrating 50 years of Toastmasters coming up starting the fiscal year in June. So what a fabulous time to be an officer. Yeah, Toastmasters is going to be promoting it. When I told you I was at the area contest, that District 39 VP of Training Education, he told me, he said, Amos, next year is the 50-year Jubilee, and we've got a lot of things planned. So it's a good thing that you are the chair of the Youth Leadership Program. And I immediately thought, well, heck, that's going to be a good year for whoever's an officer, because they're going to have things on a web page, they're going to have special promotions. It'll be a lot of fun.
Do you have any idea where the international contest might be held?
Yes, it did not sound fun to me.
Well, where?
They stumbled. The first person said Cleveland, said,
Oh.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
But I have good news on that also. You can do the Avis Falls Trek, and this is what I do. Who wants to, sorry, if you think like me, you're not going to spend all that money for plane tickets, hotel, meals to go to another state for a Toastmasters convention. The good news in this modern age, you could go onto their website, Toastmasters International, pay just $32 to sign up and watch it live via pod or webcast that entire weekend. So you pay your $32, it'll be, the contest is in the morning, Saturday morning, but even if you sleep in and you have great plans that weekend, all throughout the weekend, you log in whenever you want because your $32 is paid and you can see all the international speakers. I did that before. I saw the lady give her speech. She was from Britain, a guy from New Zealand, somebody from China, and it was amazing because people who come from different countries have different content to share, and it's very rich, the things that they will talk about. So yes, there's a convention. If you want to go to that, that's fabulous. Enjoy Cincinnati or Cleveland. If you do not, for $32, you can still benefit by hearing people who have practiced their speeches.
I was hoping to be in Australia or something.
Oh, yes.
I would go. I went to one in Palm Desert. That was fun.
That was very fun. So suggest that to the planners of the conference. They do have a conference committee, so we could always put in suggestions of where we'd like those to happen. The other thing that I'd like to say is that we had our picture taken for the Did You Know, and June said if we wanted to, we could hold off and have another photo shoot. That way Mel could be a part of it. Mel, you've been interested in being our Officer of Public Relations?
That is correct.
Okay, so we'll talk about that at the executive committee meeting, whether we want to go with the photo that we've already taken, or whether we would like to postpone that so we can get.
Photoshop.
I'll talk to Jimmy about that. Alrighty, as is polite, does anybody want to share anything? Anything for the good of the order? Any announcements from the membership? Alrighty, then until next time, we are officially adjourned. If you look at your schedules, the schedule for next meeting has the following roles. And we have Maria as Toastmaster, but since Maria didn't make her icebreaker, I'd like to suggest that it's too early to have Maria as a Toastmaster. And I would propose that it either be Kathy Klimpe or I can mentor Kathleen and get Kathleen ready to serve as Toastmaster next meeting. It's April 9th, so we have a couple of weeks to prepare. Yay! What she can do it.
Oh, I forgot one thing. Mel was at the area contest this month for our combined area contest, which none of our people showed, but that's okay. For any of our clubs, but that's all right. But he was selected. We picked him to go up and give the inspirational thought. He didn't have one, so they gave him one, and he gave it and read it, and he did excellent.
Great.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
"That's
way to
all.
step up. Way to step up, Mel.
Thank you. Thanks,
Okay. A new member and serving even in the contest. Great.
Indeed.
One last thought. If you are the Toastmaster, let's get in the habit of emailing the members that are on this schedule over the weekend. Give them a call and remind them. Because as we've seen, relying on those emails that say, if for some reason you cannot fulfill your role, please contact us. It hasn't been happening. We didn't hear from Kathy. We didn't know she would be here today. You know, if we have a new person and the jitters get the best of them and they're not going to let you know in advance so you can talk them out of it. So get on the phone so that we have all those roles filled for the meeting. People get busy. They might forgot to tell us that they're taking their pre-election day. So just say, hey, I'm your Toastmaster for the April 9th meeting. I'm counting on you to be Toastmaster, Kathleen. Are we good on that? And she says, yes. Do that with all the major roles. Enjoy your day.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I did that earlier.
Oh.
And then we got sidebarred.
All right.